You're gonna be rich.
Hey everyone, welcome to HearthCenter. It's Wednesday, it's HearthCenter time. Brushy's waving. He's not thumbs upping yet because it's not the end of the stream. Oh, he's finger gun. Oh god, he's just doing everything. We are here. It's exciting. It's finals week. Yeah, he's in his half cut hoodie. He's Brushy. He's back this week. Brushy, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. Glad to be back. Took last week off for some other things, but glad to be here. Glad to be back. Glad to see all the smiling faces of the HearthCenter fans out there in chat.
Yeah. Speaking of smiling faces, the stone faced TwoStarMako is here tonight. Mako, what's up, man?
I was reading Twitter, waiting for you to call on me.
Oh, I mean, yeah. No, there's no use in paying attention to the rest of the show.
What? Okay, Donde, let's time travel back about 30 seconds here. Okay. You're talking to Brushy, getting him going here, and what do you want me to do?
I mean, Brushy's been sassy pants tonight. I had to lead with him because he was getting impatient.
No, I'm not. No, that's fine. I'm not complaining about that. I would like you to direct me here, be director of the show, and tell me what you want me to do in the first 30 seconds while you talk to just Brushy, and I haven't even been brought up yet.
Man, there's so much heat going on, and we're like not even a minute into the show here. I just want you to smile and be happy.
No, it's fine. You called me out.
Dancing. That's what I do.
Called me out. I was like neck deep into this into this Twitter stream here, and yeah, I was a mindless scroll. I was doom scrolling.
Well, there you go. And waiting ever so patiently in the wings, LotusKnight is here too. Lotus, what's going on, man?
I'm good. I'm really tired of facing Demon Hunter again. This feels like Outlands all over again.
I mean, yeah, that's day 2 now for you, I guess. The meta's going to be like we were talking about the show, we got people taking advantage of the unrefined decks, playing the previous meta decks, maybe with a few additions, but in general, that's the way it's going to be. So that's all right. That's all right.
Speak for yourself, man.
All right, Mr. Highland
my
Mage.
Warlock deck.
Yeah, don't play Cthulhu Rogue. Cthulhu Rogue doesn't win by playing Cthulhu. If you want to
No.
play it, you win by playing Edwin, which is not different than playing
Well, I mean,
any
yeah,
other
it's
rogue.
just rogue.
That's
Yeah.
just Rogue. It's Rogue.
Yeah,
It's not
that's how
it's
Rogue
not
does
new.
it.
So, all right. Well, we have a few things to talk about tonight. Of course, semis happened last week, which means finals happened this week. So we're going to talk about both of those. We'll just generally talk about the expansion. The first 2 days here, and the meta shift that we might be expecting to see here in the 5 matches of the finals. And of course, as we recently mentioned, we have a big announcement coming up tonight too. So let's
Big.
start. Bam.
Hype.
Hype. Let's start with the
Hype.
semis because that's already up on the screen here because that's what happened in the past. So we have 2 fantastic matches. For the boys versus F2L was literally as close as it could possibly be. 13-13, straight up tie in points, but F2L edges out the win by having 3 match wins, and hands for the boys their first and only loss of the season. They finished 10-1-1, thanks to Rescue Wabbit, Berserk, and Jammies all getting wins for F2L. Buck Nasty and Fichot held it down for the boys, but just not enough. Even in the losses, they picked up a ton of points there, but F2L just got there in the end. So this was I think, didn't somebody on the show call last week that this might be a tie? I think somebody actually mentioned it. It might have been Lotus actually.
Me? I don't think I called this one.
No, I think I thought somebody did. But either way, I mean, this is an exciting match. There's for the boys, we're coming in the hottest team in the entire series, and F2L just for some reason, the second the playoffs come around, if they're alive in the playoffs, they are a team to watch. So, I'm not surprised by the upset here, 4 seed over the 1 seed, but F2L, very, very strong showing. And this is the second time they've, they played for the boys second time in a row, and they managed to flip the script here from the final week of the regular season. So, Lotus, I'll start with you. What did you think about this match?
This match was tighter than I expected. I expected for the boys to just continue their season dominance, and didn't see this. We had some interesting rogue bands going around, a lot of Demon Hunter bands and priests. Something really cool this week is this is one of the first weeks that warrior bands weren't super dominant. In fact, warrior was barely banned. So really cool meta effect of this end of series meta.
Yeah, a little bit unique, like you said, a little bit different than what we've been seeing. And the decks, the classes, the archetypes didn't change this week from the last few weeks since the most recent nerf. So definitely interesting to see a lot of people kind of go with a different target. You can see for the boys, 4 players brought the exact same lineup, with only Fichot not bringing Paladin and bringing priest rogue warrior instead of paladin priest rogue. So pretty consistent there, pretty tightly packed, like concept wise for the boys, and almost pulled it off. Whereas all the other teams kind of were a little bit more scattershot there. But priest, I guess I'm kind of surprised that it had as strong a representation as it did. It's one of those classes that is generally in like the top 5 or so classes that are brought, but like it's kind of a rotational class. Sometimes it gets left out, but pretty much everybody here brought it. Everyone but 2 players brought it this week, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Mako, what do you think of the For the Boys F2L match here?
Sorry, I was seeing. I was trying to remember which one won with the tie. Yeah, it's incredibly close. I think the most shocking part for me was Itachi getting swept. Um, I think that was more of a surprise to me than this matchup actually just ending in a tie. I wouldn't have pegged that one, but yeah, 2 great teams. Kind of, I I want to say a bit of an upset. Um, Actually, no, I'll call it an upset. It's
Yeah,
an
it's definitely an upset. Definitely an upset.
Yeah.
It's an upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just squeaked it out, but an upset's an upset. Uh, Definitely an upset here. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up Itachi, and this is definitely an upset. I mean, F2L needed every single point they could get to get into the playoffs, period. And Itachi was the guy who gave it to them in the final match of the regular season. So, with all the pressure on his shoulders, he got them to where they are. So it's not, not that he did it all by himself, but at that moment it was on his shoulders. And the, turnaround there, he did not pick up a point, but everyone else picked him up. So that's fine for him. I'm sure he's happy to just live another week. Brushy, your thoughts here on our first semifinal match?
It's always exciting to see an upset, especially round one. I know all the teams are kind of close, but 4 seed being a 1 seed is nuts. You know, maybe for the boys, like our FTL, like with the back-to-back, they figured something out with like the previous week's loss, and we're able to readjust and it ended in a tie, but they got the 3 match wins, which allowed them to pull it up over. But I'm still with Mako. My main thing is seeing Itachi get swept. That's just probably the rarest thing you can see.
Yeah, I think Itachi. He's had, based on the records here for F2L, he's had one of the bigger struggles this season for them, but still such a great player. And not to mention the fact that we are going to be seeing him on stream this Saturday when we'll talk about the finals preview here as well.
Later.
So yeah, that's a little tidbit thrown out there for you, a little teaser that we're going to talk about here in the finals preview. But we've got a whole another semis match to talk about. Kapow! It's going to be Hype Horizon versus Bad to the Bone. Hype Horizon, the team to beat in the preseason, makes the finals as they beat Bad to the Bone 16-11. This one a little bit bigger difference here as Cool Kid and Liquid Ox, Gamer RVG all get wins for Hype Horizon, and then LotusKnight, you got a big win for Bad to the Bone, and A2 that was actually it was a weird kind of no contest situation there. The game 5 didn't actually get played, but so if we're just counting the points that for what actually got played, it was a little bit further apart. But Lotus, I'll start with you again here. Your team, talk to us a little bit about it. I know it's tough to see your team fall in the playoffs, but hey, you made it farther than most other teams did.
Yeah, especially Aeon.
True.
Who?
I mean, I'm really proud of Bad to the Bone. I like our team. I think we had a really fun squad. All of these players are insane. I still think I'm the worst player in the squad by far, and I'm very happy to be so. Yeah, I think it was a closer end than it seems because one of these matches going the other way would have flipped the result if maybe we had scored a bit more here or there. But yeah, um, Hyper Horizon is nuts. Oxpool is a great team, and I expect them to be the winners this time.
All right. Well, I think we talked about Itachi in the last match here. I'm surprised that Atomos got swept because he's just
a literal robot.
He's a robot. Yeah, he's a ridiculous player, and 6-5 is not indicative of the type of season that he had. Other series he was a little bit better record wise, but overall, he and Avi struggled a bit here in this one, falling to Liquid Ox and Cool Kid. Hyper Horizon is just stacked. It's a stacked team. We knew this coming into the season, and it was going to be tough to take them down. The fact that they even lost 3 matches at all is kind of absurd. So, not surprised to see them in the finals. And Bad to the Bone had the tough road of drawing them. There was no team you wanted to play here in the semifinals though, because if you didn't play Hyper Horizon, you play for the boys and they were undefeated, or you play F2L, who's super hot coming to the finals, coming to the semifinals. So, it's you pick your poison there. Brushy, I'll move to you next here. Thoughts on Hype Horizon versus Bad to the Bone?
Of the 3-4 seeds, so of F2L and Bad to the Bone, I did think Bad to the Bone had the best chance of knocking out Hype Horizon, but like we've said a million times on the show, Hype Horizon is just this fantastic super house of a team. So even getting like this 11 points on them in this semifinals match, and congrats to Bad to the Bone. They fought well, but Hype Horizon's doing exactly what we thought they would do: go to the finals. So now it's up to F2L to see if they can stop all the hype on this Horizon.
Absolutely. Mako.
Well, what I say is gonna tie directly into our preview, so I'll hold that. But I will say, the team I would want to face in the playoffs would be the unknown, because then you'd have an easy route to the championship.
That's
Tuna,
true.
care to respond?
I mean, he's not wrong. Every team that's beaten the unknown won the championship in the playoffs. So
This is
he's
true.
not wrong.
Just, I mean, he had to have an Aeon dig. Just let me have it. Don't throw it to Brushy.
Sorry. I was just afraid he'd butt in anyway, and at least that way he had my consent.
Because now
I was just gonna laugh.
now it's just now it's just back to him being on an extra. You know what? It's fine, because it's fine, because you want to know. Hey, Donde, tell the lovely people at home who finished on top of the mountain when it came to our pick points here. Who is the champion?
Boy, it's almost like you knew the next graphic.
No. Just say the name.
Mako.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
That was
right there.
Do I still need to show the graphic then? Like,
go for it.
Yes.
Go for it. I don't
okay,
care.
that was
show it.
Yeah. So last week Mako didn't have the best week of all of us. Brushy got blanked because he didn't put anything in. But he was.
I wasn't here.
I mean, you still pick.
Nah, I was too busy.
Anyway, well, Lotus passed you, which I find fun. So you both took a week off. But yeah, with only five picks this week, I am the closest to Mako, and I'm 11 back, which means mathematically that's not happening. So congrats to Mako.
Can we reword that? Let's just reword that a little bit. Let's go like full headline mode. Mako so far ahead of competition, they don't even do the final week. I like that one. How's that one sound? Does that sound like a good headline?
This sounds like the headline that Michael Scott wants in The Office.
Yeah. April says finals point values are tripled.
Woo! I like the idea. I like it. Also, semifinals are doubled retroactively, so I'm still very much alive.
Oh, is that right? Retroactively doubled?
Well, no need to stare at this any longer than we have to.
I just want to note our best result in the finals was a coin flip.
I mean, well, the semifinal, yeah. I mean, I think that's indicative of our picks the entire season. To be honest, I mean, we're picking games in a game that already has a lot of RNG in it, and we're just kind of looking at who we think will win based on the player, I guess. Because I mean, it's like most of the time we pick, we don't see their classes, we don't know anything, so it's just another layer of RNG. But Mako harnessed the RNG better than we did.
Yeah, it's sure. Pure RNG, that's all it is.
That's not what I said, you jerk.
It's pure RNG. It's fine. It's fine. What do I get for winning here?
The
high five.
High five, yeah, everyone high five.
Do I get to use my THL channel points on something now?
Moving on to the next topic. We were talking about the expansion and what that could mean for a meta shift here. Now, this we're going to talk about it in terms of the finals, obviously, coming up here. And this is now the first time that THL has done this, where we've kind of run into the new expansion, thanks to the release of it coming about a month earlier than we expected. What was that, Lotus?
It happened before.
We smashed it in, I think, into a confined time space to get ahead of the expansion, but I don't think we've ever actually had matches move into the next expansion before. I mean, we've had
Would you like me to tell you when it happened?
When did it happen?
Yes.
Yeah, sure it happened.
Booty Bay Yacht Club in the Hero Finals.
Okay.
About 4 seasons ago, it was the Boomsday. It was when Boomsday dropped.
Oh, you're right.
We were playing a bunch of mechs, and our opponents played a bunch of Spellbreakers.
Fun.
And we lost to a Quartz Elemental that got randomly summoned, and then followed by a ping onto it, so it couldn't attack. And Blue Sombrero is a very sad person.
Sad hat. Not a ridiculous hat, a
I
sad
think it
hat.
was blue. I think it was blue. I don't remember, but someone got Quartz Elemental and then it couldn't attack. So yeah, that was the only time I think it's ever happened, but it happens. Trust me.
Well, allow
It
me
was
to
the
amend my
finals
statement
match.
then. The first time it's happened in Pro Series and in Open List Series, so it will be a little bit of a different experience because these are going to be lists you have to decide on before the match. You can't see the opponent's classes, of course, like a closed list format, and then decide what you're doing. So this should be very interesting. We do have, you know, a couple days worth of testing. I'm sure the players have been doing plenty of testing here and just playing around with the new cards, but. I'll just kind of send it around the table here. What do you expect to, Mako, I'll start with you. What do you expect to be a popular, like, we'll just pick a 4-class lineup here and say, what do you think those 4 classes are going to be? Not necessarily archetypes, like, what do you expect to be the most popular here?
I think we are going to see a lot of Demon Hunter, Paladin, Warrior, and
Rogue.
shit.
Lost him.
Yeah, no, I mean Rogue would be a good one as well. Probably not the Warrior. I forgot Rogue was a class for a second. There's another one that I was about to say.
Are you
I
forgetting
don't
about
know.
your boy Thrall?
No, I don't think we're gonna see Thrall, to be honest. I really don't. We might see some. I will probably see some Hunter.
Yeah, I was going to say Hunter
I-
might be that last one for me,
I
too.
really think we're just gonna see like a bunch of those Scholomance decks being brought with just new classes, like the updated archetypes from the Scholomance that are kind of taking over the meta right now, like the already tier 1 archetypes from last expansion with just updated, lists. The people who are boring and make me not have fun playing on ladder, where I'm like, if it doesn't have 2 old gods in it, get it out of my face. And then they're like, oh, I'm just gonna bring regular pure paladin and broom paladin, and I'm just gonna, you know, play a fucking normal face hunter. And I'm like, I got 2 of my Cthulhu pieces together.
Cthulhu is the most
Shout out
frustrating
to
card in
your
history.
mom, Cat. I just want to shout out to your mom, Cat, who was playing Demon Hunter, Soul Demon Hunter, yesterday, early in the expansion cycle. I faced your mom, Cat, on ladder, and I saw that Demon Hunter, and I was not happy with it.
I mean, it's the same thing as people playing Rogue in the first week to 2 weeks of the expansion, where it's always, the same type of deck. Most of the time, it's like a miracle-ish style. You make a big Edwin, or now with Questing Adventures too. It's like the same thing. It preys on the unoptimized decks and lets you do your thing. A little bit more. Or a little bit less impeded than you would otherwise have, like the resistance of the really, really fast aggro decks that are refined, or the decks that just are straight control with crazy removal. So yeah, I mean that's the way every expansion goes, and I think Mako, you're right to a point here that we're probably just gonna see a lot of the same classes, with kind of refined or added in cards that add a little bit of flair to to what we've already seen. But Tuna, what do you think? Any difference there from what Mako said? Like I pretty much agree with his assessment.
No, I think we might actually see his boy Thrall.
I can see it.
I've seen a lot of these totem shamans that are just been
Yes.
destroying on Twitter. I've tried out one and I went like 12-0 with it. Like I definitely think, I don't know if it will be like a ton of them, but I can definitely see that being as like the odd class out that like has like the 4th most brings. You'll have, like, I still think you'll have your demon hunters, and paladins, and I think shaman will fight for like that 4th most popular bring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the shaman, like on ladder, I think that like I've seen those shaman lists do pretty well, like the evolve and whatnot.
Yeah.
They've been doing pretty well. But at the same time, like you're not running into those pre-expansion decks with new cards. These just basically updated versions of tier 1, tier 2 decks from Scholomance. You're not running into them every single game, whereas if you're going into a finals match, in my mind, this is the finals. This isn't regular season. I'm not bringing a list that's not refined. I'm going with something that's, steady and true from last expansion that's just been updated. I'm not going with a completely new archetype like Evolve Shaman or something that's, really hit or miss like Token Shaman is. So I think we will see some Shaman, but I honestly think we won't see more than maybe
Yeah.
one
I mean,
person that brings it.
Control Shaman also picked up like a ton of popularity at the end of like the meta here. Like the past like 3 weeks, like it picked up a ton of popularity across all
end.
of Pro.
The end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It did. Like I know I brought it a couple times. Like Ice Cleese, like C-Mac, and a couple other people like start bringing it more. Like the last like 3 weeks of like the regular season Pro. So
If people have just listened to me back in week 1, then they would have been steamrolling throughout the whole time. But no one wanted to listen.
It was a
to
different meta
crazy
back
old-
then, though.
The crazy old shaman person.
So,
Lotus, what do you think?
So I'm going to do a bit different, and I'm going to say some decks I am pretty sure we're going to see this week, and that I'm excited to see. I think we're going to see one or other new deck. Most of it is going to be old stuff, unfortunately, because people are boring. But
People like to win.
we are going to see some fun stuff. I'm expecting some ETC OTK Warrior.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yes. That draw is currently rank 1 legend with it, and the deck is nutty. So
Was
I
he
expect
there
us
before he started playing the deck?
Yeah, is this
Some
the
people-
meaty claim where he claims like top 25 deck and he's like 1-0 with it in top 25?
Yeah.
No, this is something a few players have been trying out, but it isn't to me. No, there's a 74% win rate over 23 matches, ending at rank 1 legend. So there's data to back it up.
I don't know. I'm still not
And
sold on it.
I think we'll see some Il'gynoth OTK Demon Hunter.
I think
which
that's
is
more
also
likely.
fun. I think you're going to see quite a few decks in that sense. I think a lot of Rogue. I expect a lot of Rogue this week, and I've been playing Pure Paladin, and I expect well.
I mean, I guess like I don't know. I mean, I definitely agree with like Pure Paladin, Libram Paladin in some capacity will be will make an appearance, but I don't know. Has anybody else tried out Dude Paladin? Because I'm loving it.
No, I don't play garbage.
Okay.
Pure is just better.
Okay. I mean, it's not garbage. First of all, it's
I only said it because you said you've been loving it. I'm
okay.
gonna be honest with you.
I say I'll direct you to my man Kibler because he's the one who came up with the list.
All right.
He ain't garbage. But yeah, no, it's
You cannot compare anything to Kibler playing the deck. Kibler makes tier 9 garbage.
Yeah,
look tier
Kibler
1,
was
and
great. We
someone
all
would
know
buy it.
this. I'm just saying that, like, I think it's a viable deck. Like, it's from my experience, it is faster than some of the other aggro decks like Face Hunter. It can get in underneath that deck and still has enough juice. Like, other than really heavy control decks like Control Shaman, Control Warrior, it's still gonna go ahead and take care of business against Dude Paladin. But I think it can get there against things like Soul Demon Hunter. It's got taunts. As long as you can keep a couple things in the way, then you're not going to take face damage from a Soul Demon Hunter. So I think it could be a viable bring.
I'm not sold on the ETC Warrior. I think it's really kind of shining right now because a lot of people are, they're the ladder meta is pretty slow.
Yeah.
Everyone's wanting to play the old gods because everyone's wanting
Right.
to have everyone's wanting to have fun, right? And it's an OTK deck that has like a control shell, so it really just like gets there, right? I don't think that it would get there against like a soul demon hunter or a pure paladin or a aggro hunter. Like I don't think like it has that control shell, but like for the combo to work, you need to have your Bloodsworn mercenaries, right?
Right,
And
but you
so
just play Rattlegore as an alternative win condition.
I'm not wanting to throw Rattlegore into my deck versus aggro decks as an alternate win condition
Yeah,
because
but
it's not an
you can
alternative
just
win
win with
condition.
control. You don't need
But
anything else.
that's not always the case, though.
No, against aggro, against aggro or against Demon Hunter, you don't really need to go for the OTK. You can just spend your pieces early.
No, I don't. I really don't think. Like, I played against one on ladder earlier, and like, I don't know. Like, it didn't feel good. I don't think the
Oh, I
deck's
don't
good.
think it's
Like,
great.
I'm solidly on the side of it's not a good. Like, this to me feels like last expansion when Freeze Mage was back,
The
and then
Mozaki.
Freeze Mage wasn't back anymore. And I think
Well,
that's
once everyone
exactly
saw
what they're
HS
actually
Replay had like a 36% win rate for it or something absurdly low, and it was
Yeah.
like listed, but it was one of those decks that you just should not be playing in any competitive format.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I agree. Like Lotus, I think it has like possible refinement incoming, and I think it's a potential deck down the line that could be something that we see in like Conquest format or even Last Year Standing for that matter. You know, because if you want to use it to specifically target one thing, that's cool. But I don't know if this week is going to be the week for it. It just seems like it's too janky at this point. But I mean, all 10 of these players are insane, and maybe they decide that that is how they want to flex. So it's possible, I guess. You know, any deck is possible if they want to bring. Yeah, flex like Brushy. Captain Guns over here. Captain America. All right.
I had to do it.
I mean, I just straight up looking at HS Replay right now, right?
Yeah.
If you just go off what HS Replay has, you're gonna see Demon Hunter, uh, uh, Hunter, Rogue, and Paladin.
Yeah, and I think Mage is in there.
Looks
Is
like
in that discussion too. The Cyclone Mage is still fine. If you thought it was fine last expansion after the nerfs, it's still fine now.
I mean, if you want to go off the HS Replay stats, those beg to differ.
Yeah, but it was HS
Yeah.
Replay also had it like 47% last expansion after the nerf, and we still saw it brought in THL constantly and be successful. So I think it could still be valuable here.
Sure.
I guess, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, if you just look at the stats.
These
I
are
mean,
like
the other thing
47
too is you're
like
looking like the stats are
45,
just we're looking at a
47%.
day's worth of stats at this point, so it's not really a ton of information. Like the meta's still shaking out.
Days, right?
Almost 2
We're
days.
looking
You're right.
at days worth of stats, but we're looking at days worth of stats for a deck that existed last expansion and added one card.
Listen, the
It's not much of a
confectionery
day's worth of stats,
cyclone,
is
all
the
right,
thing.
and elemental allies. There's a couple cards in there.
I think if you bring small spell mage or elemental mage, you're memeing.
All right, we'll have to see.
No minion mage though.
Oh,
That's
and
actually
now
looking sweet.
let's say we're gonna talk
That
about
one's a little different.
we're gonna talk about memeing now. We're gonna talk about no minion mage.
You mean the only mage with a above 50% win rate on HS Replay? Yeah.
Does
I
it have
guess
Deck
we're
of
memeing
Lunacy?
now. You mean the most played mage deck on HS Replay, Diamond through Legend? Yeah, we're fucking memeing over here.
Does it have Deck of Lunacy in it?
What?
Deck of Lunacy?
Secret Mage is a good.
It does have Deck of Lunacy.
Right.
The
It's a
one on
meme.
here does.
Meme. Anyway,
Yeah, meme.
Anyways, let's get. I think we talked enough.
You just hate 'cause
I
you
agree.
ain't.
Moving on to the finals preview, Hype Horizon versus F2L, as we talked about before.
F2L?
Hype Horizon, F2L. This is, as you can see at the top here, the match that we're going to be seeing this week versus what happened all the way back in week 1 of the regular season. Hype Horizon was the first, or F2L was the first team to get a crack at Hype Horizon, and they won. You know, that was when we had a little discussion. They're like, is Hype Horizon overhyped? And we all kind of came to the conclusion they were not. You know, it was just the first week. Every single match went 5 games in this set, and wouldn't be surprised to see that happen again. But back then, Berserk, Rescue Abbott, Itachi all got wins, with Cool Kid McDanterface getting the only wins on the side of Hype Horizon. So to say F2L can't do it again, Obviously, we know they did it once. There's nothing saying they can't do it a second time here. We are in a very different meta now. So, I mean, if you just look at some of the classes being brought, obviously Druid got nerfed into the ground, and then Druid disappeared from the map. So, probably not going to see Druid on the scale that we saw it before, and nobody's bringing Demon Hunter yet. So, there's going to be definitely a big change in the lineups here, but should be very interesting here. No one should count F2L out of this. Brushy, we'll start with you here. Anything you want to talk about for that first match, and then what are your picks here in the finals?
Ooh, so the one thing I'm trying to like double check. It looks like there's only one rematch from week 1.
Itachi versus D Money. Yep.
Yeah, Tachi versus D Money. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't that alone that here we are in the finals, and D Money has a chance to maybe get revenge on Itachi, but that's always a hard player to get revenge on.
And Brushy, where is that happening, by the way?
That is happening on Salty Saturday with your two favorite saltiest hosts, myself, and then Donde.
Oh, so you get billed twice?
Ooh.
Well, I'm definitely saltier than you, so.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
No argument here, friend. No argument here.
So that's why I'm twice. But let's see. Outside of that, I don't know. I think my picks here. I think Cool Kid gets it over Glee. And Cool Kid season has just been phenomenal. 10-2. That's just hard to argue against. I think Liquid Ox and Rescue Wabbit. That one's a toss up. That one should go to 5. Ooh. I might have to give it to Rescue. McBanterface versus Berserk. Oh yeah. I think I'm just gonna say these are all gonna go to 5, but I think I'm gonna go McBanterface on that one. I think Gamer's gonna get it over Jammies, and I think Itachi's gonna go 2-0 against D Money on the season.
So you have a Hype Horizon win then?
Yeah. I think Hype Horizon's gonna take it.
All right. Mako.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by our channel points. Were you doing this in real time?
What?
What? Yeah, what is happening?
Never mind. I don't know. I saw. Okay, whatever.
What is this stretch?
Yeah.
New.
Right. So.
Stretch.
It's really interesting. With the completely different meta and only one rematch. It's almost like that first match didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it happened, obviously.
Yeah, we're like 2 nerfs removed and an expansion pack, so it might as well happen in a different game at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's 7 too many druids on my screen right now. So like it's gonna be completely different.
Yeah.
But I think going through this line by line, sorry, had to ban.
You clicked faster than I did. Congrats.
Yeah.
You got to be quicker than that. I'm talking about the matchup and banning people. You need to step your game up here, Donde.
Level.
I didn't even have my hand on the mouse at that time. I was like, man, where's my mouse?
I was popping my fingers, bud. I had to move the whole arm.
Listen, I'm Italian. I gesticulate.
My arms are always moving. So going line by line here, I think this first match is honestly gonna be the best one to watch. Cool Kid versus Glee. That's a super hype matchup. That I mean, they all should be on stream, but like I want
Working on it.
I want that one in that prime time slot. That Friday, Saturday at 9 p.m. When everyone's ready for their
So you mean like 2 a.m. Cool Kids time? Because that's what that's our problem right now, is trying to make sure we get a time where all the UK players can be on. So Schoolstone might be our MVP this week.
Always looking for matches.
I forgot they're all UK. So.
By the way, Saku is doing this right now. He has to be doing the channel.
Oh, 100% Saku.
Okay.
Hydrate's weird, but I'll accept it.
Because these were getting like.
Sucker.
I clicked on it when I saw Rescue Abbott redeem that one, and it was like on the far left, and I clicked it again, and it was moving, and I was like, someone's doing this like as we are talking. It's got to be Saku. But yeah, so this one's gonna be the 1C matchup's gonna be the best one I think to watch. It's gonna be the toughest matchup too for both of these players. Um, I think we're looking at the most when I look at these players, we're looking at the most like even in like high level skill level. Um, I think Cool Kid's gonna edge that out over Glee, but I have a 3-2 feeling in my gut there. Going down the line, I foresee in my future a Liquid Ox win over Rescue Abbots. Sorry, Rescue Abbots in chat, and I'm saying this right now, but oh well. I foresee a Berserk win over McBanterface, which would be the first time all season I think I picked McBanterface to lose. I foresee a Gamer RVG win over Jammies and an Itachi win over D Money, putting Hyperizon at a 3-2 win for the finals over F2L. And that is coming from your HearthCenter points predictions winner of the season. So you know it's gonna be true.
But he's not wrong. Not wrong.
You're right, I'm not wrong. I'm rarely wrong, as the points have shown.
That's true. That's true. Well, you're the least
Still
wrong
barely
of
better.
us of the idiots here on this show.
I am less wrong than the three of you, and that means that my predictions here have more weight.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I ain't arguing that.
All right, Lotus.
Fuck your team, drop it.
Drop
what am I dropping,
yeah,
Saku?
Drop it low, pick it up slow, or
I was
like...
about to say, like, I have a lot of room behind me. You want me to drop that ass? I'll do it for 10,000 points.
Is Saku's like
up the
giving
ante a
himself
little bit.
points at this point too? He's just like giving himself all the points in the background. I don't
Yeah.
even know if it's possible.
I swear to God, if I see Saku redeemed for 10,000, I'll be pissed.
All right,
Yeah.
Lotus, hit us with your picks.
Okay, let me paint you a word picture. It's Schoolstone. We have 5 bro matches in a row to decide everything at once. And that would be so insane. All players hit me up at the same time saying, we want to play on Sunday and we'll organize this.
Well, I mean, we've already got the one match on Saturday, so that's too late. But I guess we could have that as an appetizer for Sunday if you want.
Sure. We'll see when these players start telling me when they're playing.
I've made inquiries. I haven't heard back yet.
Yeah, same. So, I think Cool Kid is going to take it over Glee. Cool Kid is having a crazy season. Glee is insane. It was on Twitter yesterday that he hit top 31, I think, legend with Control Warlock, which doesn't seem to be that good right now.
Oh,
at least
is
in
he
my
ticketing
experience.
things from people like the Cthunes that they want to play?
Yeah.
Jerk.
Yeah. It's really good
Just
at
rude
removing
is what
old
that is.
gods from your opponent's deck.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I love tickets.
Yeah. I think Ox takes it over Rescue Wabbit. Sorry, Wabbit. I think Berserk takes it over McBanterface because I never bet against Berserk. RVG takes it over Jammies. And I'm going to actually bet on D-Money here. I think D-Money takes the win over Itachi. As insane as Itachi is, I'm going to be the one to doubt that.
So you have a Hype Horizon W as well.
Yeah.
All right. So it comes down to me.
Oh God, we screwed up.
Yeah, you screwed up. Anyway, so here are the official picks. I know Mako's Pixtradamus this season, but people mentioning that Glee is top 10 right now, and he's insane. There's no doubt in my mind he's a phenomenal player. I just think that in the confines of THL, Cool Kid is having a slightly better season right now. 10-2 is almost impossible to bet against right now, so I do have to go ahead and pick Cool Kid in the 1. Liquid Ox in the same way. He's been on a roll last few weeks, so I got to take Liquid Ox in the 2. But here's where it gets interesting for me. So we had a little bit of symmetry. I think with F2L winning the top 3 seeds in week 1. I think they win all 3 of the bottom 3 seeds here in the finals, and I actually have F2L in the upset, coming out of nowhere, because for some reason they just don't lose in the playoffs. Berserk, Jamie, Satachi win 3-4-5, and I think F2L will take this one. I'm going to say like 15-12 is my final. So I will be picking the F2L 3 out of the last 4 seasons. That's where I'm at. So
Did you pick them last season?
I did not pick them last season because they didn't make the playoffs last season.
That was the joke.
I see. Hashtag explain the joke. So
Donde slow.
yeah, well, you know,
Yeah, we know.
slowpoke. Let's talk announcement.
Announcement.
Hype. So this is the second to last HearthCenter of the season. This is possibly my second to last HearthCenter as well. Because we are going to be going through a bit of a content restructure coming up next season. So starting with the next, well, the season's kind of a rolling start. So the start of this is kind of to be determined at this point, but targeting the middle of December, and that means that we are going to be reshaping how everyone sees content here on THL. Because right now, we got 4 shows. We got a show for Wild, a show for Hero, a show for Legacy, and a show for Pro. We just added Battlegrounds. We're expanding more and more all the time. There's just not enough room for all the shows that everyone wants to see. So it makes sense for us to try and change things up. So we talked about this, for the last 2 months or so, and finally rolled it out to the crew here in content, but we want to share it with everybody what our plans are going forward for content in THL. So the goal is to get more matches on stream. We've got more series than ever. We've got more people that want to play on stream than ever, and I think that we can help accommodate that. And in general, just the match streams have been phenomenal. So big shout out to all the stream operators. Lotus, you do a fantastic job with Schoolstone. Love to see the afternoons getting more run here in THL. Wishy Lackey surprise. Thank you, Saku. Yeah, the only Lackey, the only real Lackey. I couldn't be happier with the content team. Everybody's been so fantastic, and we're always welcoming to more new people that want to participate as well. So that being said, this is what I said to everybody with the new series of Battlegrounds. We just have the need for a restructure. So this is what we're looking at. We're going to be looking at Monday through Wednesday for our talk shows, and the talk shows won't be like a similar structure, with one series each day. It's going to be 3 new unique shows.
Something for the screen that people can.
I don't, because we decided to talk about this like 20 minutes before the show started. So I didn't make a grab it because surprise announcement surprised me too.
I assumed you were just gonna pull up like the document that has the announcement on it that was gonna get posted, like the one that we put in the content hub or something.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that, I guess, but I didn't.
I don't know. We're doing it live.
Because remember, it was 20 minutes before the show, and we had sound issues because OBS decided to get rid of all my settings.
Yeah,
so
I know, man. I know.
So Monday.
You can put my picture in the middle if you want.
What was that?
You can just put the dancing girl gif in the middle if you want to just.
I could do
Give
that.
me a bit of space for the space I missed this season.
I could do that. I will do that. There you go.
Nice. Thank you.
This won't be distracting at all. Anyway, so back to nope, not at all. Back to the announcement. So the Monday show is going to be called Around the Saloon. We're trying to keep as much of the old feel of the shows as possible. So Around the Saloon, if anyone has ever watched the ESPN show Around the Horn, it's a show where they have a moderator and 4 guests, and they talk about various things that happened the night prior, the day prior, or things that are coming up in the sports world. So we're going to do the same thing with THL, where we're going to have the moderator present stories and questions to the panel, and then go around the horn, around the saloon with hot takes and opinions from all the moderators or all the guests, and points are doled out by that moderator. So it will actually be like a pseudo competition, and we're gonna have the guests will be different people all the time, but the moderator will be the same person. So that's going to be a fun show. A lot of hot takes there. So that one should be a little bit different than what we see in the past. We're not doing anything. We don't want to call people out on the show or anything like that, but it should be something that people aren't afraid to go a little outlandish with their opinions. So that should be fun. Talk about all 5 series there. Tuesday will be HearthCenter, but it will be our recap show. So it's going to be recapping all the series at once, focusing on like more in-depth discussion on a few matches rather than just talking about everything. So we want to look at the key matches, things that happened on stream. We want to do interviews with bring on guests from big matchups the week prior, the winners, captains of the teams that won, maybe upsets, things like that. Players of the week will be revealed on this show each week. We also want to get highlights from the shows. We tried this before, and I think we can do it. Stream matches are becoming more and more prevalent as we as we move into the new season. We should have even more to pull from, and I think we have a lot of people here who love THL content and want to just watch watch a bunch of shows, and we just want to encourage you clipping things that you see that are fun. Funny comments, funny turns, extremely cool, lethal, things like that. And in order to get the community involved in that, we're going to be giving away a prize every week. If you're the highlight of the week, you'll get free packs. So there's like no downside. You just submit whatever clip you think is coolest each week, and if you're chosen, congrats, you win packs. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and we originally had the show set for Monday, but we wanted to move it to Tuesday because with like gathering the highlights and all the recap stuff, it's going to take a little bit longer to prep this show. So we'll be making that our Tuesday show, and then Wednesday is going to be Tavern Talk. As you could imagine, we want to keep the longest standing show, the show name at least, and that's going to be our preview show. So it's going to preview every series. This is going to be closest to the way the show's formatted now, where it's going to go again and talk about every single series, talk about the important matchups again. There's not really much else I guess needs to be said. This one's going to be the closest to what we do right now. So if you like the formats we have, they're not going away. You're just going to get it on Wednesday instead, and that's going to be a specific night for that as well. So this is kind of the thing that I've been working on personally for the last 2 months now, and talking to everyone on the board. Mako, you've been very involved. Tuna, Lotus, we've been bouncing ideas off you guys as well. So I think all of you guys for being super helpful in this process. Saku and Ted have been very, very helpful as well. So there's a lot of people who have been working on this with me, and I couldn't do it without all of you, and we won't be able to do this without the help of all of you. So if anybody wants to get involved in these shows, if you think there's a spot that you would work best in, let me know. Hit me with a DM, and we'll try to fit anybody who wants to be involved in the shows in the show of their choice. So, depending on space, we might not be able to get everybody in on a weekly basis, but we will do rotations and things like that on the guest spots for shows. But, it's really going to depend on if we have 12 people that want to do one show, we can't really do that. So we're going to have to, cut it at some point. But, yeah, so I'm really excited. And then Thursday through Sunday, matches. So Thursday's coming back. Thursday's show matches now, because that's when people start to play. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, tons of stuff. Tons of matches. There should be at least 2 or 3 each day. It hasn't been hard to find matches this season, so that's really nice. Like I said, we're trying to get this all squared away by the end of the month, and hopefully start the new format within the first or second week of December. And player power rankings. That's on the show right now. We're gonna do that as a Pow. That's going to be a recurring blog post. It started as a blog post back in the day. I think we've kind of reached the point where it's hard to really have too much discussion around it, so a blog post should be sufficient for that. And it'll actually get people to hopefully want to join up on the blog again, because we go through phases with that. So that's everything. That's what we want to talk about. If anyone's got questions about it, happy to answer any questions you got, either now or later. Guys, are you guys excited about this like I am? Because I'm pretty excited about this.
I would say if so when you're talking about consistent guests, when it comes to Saloon, I think we're looking to have a pool of
Correct.
guests to pull from. we're not going to be going out and looking for like 4 guests every week.
Right.
So if that's something you would be interested in doing, being one of those potential consistent guests on Saloon on Mondays, I would definitely reach out because I mean, we're not going to have this very large, humongous pool, but I think, being on it every other week to 3 weeks or whatever that is something that we're probably looking for. We'll probably do. I don't know. We might do something where it's like, if you win that week, you stay on the next week. But it's not as big of a commitment as some of the other shows might be, because there's
Right.
chances are you're not going to be on it every single week unless you're just like, the best freaking talker and predictor in the world, and you just keep getting all the points and staying on every single week. But
I think in general, the like you said, the format that we want to have is where the moderator and or like stream op is the person who is on the show every week, consistent person. That goes for the matches, stream matches as well. But yes, like a stable of guests, like 6, 7, 8 people that want to help, even if you're not on the show that week. Like if you want to help collaborate, find questions that you think would be topics to discuss. That's what we're hoping, is just to be involved in the process, even if you're not on that week. And only going on like once every 2 or 3 weeks is less of a commitment for a lot of people too, because I mean, I'm fortunate to have the 3 of you be here with me every week, almost without fail, unless something happens to come up. And it is a lot of time commitment. There's a lot of prep stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and it can be a little bit too much of a commitment for some people. But like once every couple weeks isn't as much of a commitment, obviously. So I think that might be helpful to get more people involved in content who might have otherwise not wanted to clear that I gotta be doing something every day kind of hurdle. And to answer the question from Lotus in chat, if I want to participate as a caster in Schoolstone or one of the other shows, what should I do? You should message me, because that's exactly what would be the quickest way to get involved. Just let me know if you want to cast. If you've never casted before, that's fine. We definitely have plenty of people who've never casted before and get their start here, so it's totally cool to do that. We'll find spots for you, even if it means maybe like doing a 3-person cast instead of a 2-person, because I find like that's a good way to ease in players or casters who have not casted a match before, so that way they're with 2 people who are experienced. I think that's a good way to do it. So like Brushy and Ron.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say Friday Night Fights has done that a lot this season.
Mhm.
We brought on a lot of new people, so
We tend to have 3 in Schoolstone as well, because it's worked like that. We're also splitting Schoolstone into 2 days.
Right.
So there's going to be Saturday Schoolstone and Sunday Schoolstone. NHL is going to lead Saturday Schoolstone with the total squad is not confirmed yet, but I believe he will be joined by Mike Fee and Dr. Fish so far. While I'm going to stay on Sunday Schoolstone with Baze and Rebob.
Excited to have Rebob. Yes, we're going super international, Saku. NHL from Sweden, Rebob from the UK. Like we are all over the globe.
Oh,
We're Mr. Worldwide
Brazil.
up in here. Oh yeah, Lotus, you're back in Brazil. That's right, because you were in Massachusetts for a while.
Yep, quite a while.
So I guess we really need to somehow strike out to the Asia continent, because that's the only other. Well, I mean Africa. There's no like Africa in the Hearthstone Global game, so I don't know if there are already like actual African pro Hearthstone players.
We can just get Dex. Dex is in India.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, get Dexter. I forgot all about that. I forgot about Team Serenity.
Yeah.
So that's everything. I'm looking forward to it. I think content is it's such a fun part of for THL, for me in particular. I hope that I'm not going to speak for everybody else here, but I guess you wouldn't come back and do it over and over again if you didn't enjoy it. But it's just a lot of fun to be involved with. So there's no no real, like I said, there's no worries if you want to get involved. Like just message me. We're not turning anyone away. If you want to be involved, we're going to get you involved.
I do have a final question, Donde.
Sure.
Are we doing a special final episode next week? Say goodbye to this week.
In a way, we will be. Yeah. So we've got our finals recap next week, and of course our final HearthCenter as you know it. So yeah, Donde only bites a little. Ouch. So yeah, we'll definitely do something next week, and of course we'll have the winners on from whichever team. If Hype Horizon is awake, we'll see if they win. If F2L, I'm sure they'd be happy to be here. So yeah, should be a good time. But that's all I got. So all right, Lotus, thank you for being here tonight. Brushy, thank you. Pixtradamus, aka Mako. I changed your name a while back. I don't know if you noticed.
I didn't notice. Twitter was covering this left half of my stream.
I see.
So I didn't see it.
Well, Mako, drop it one more time for us here.
Okay, I'll drop it one more time.
That's it for us. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Congratulations to the 2 finals teams. It should be an exciting week of matches here, and we'll see you next week for what might be the final time with this team here. So thanks for showing up. Good luck everybody, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
See y'all.